Hey everybody, this is Kim with BigSense. It's so great to see you guys again. As you already know, sometimes sense ain't so common. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. We just finished celebrating Halloween. I hope you guys didn't get too much candy and receive that old bellyache. I do want to do a little cleaning house real quick before I get into my subject. You know, I did a video. Actually, I did the video for my birthday, and my birthday was in September. But some kind of way, I got cold feet. And I didn't want to push it out on my birthday because I pushed out another video for my birthday last year. So I didn't want everybody to look at it like, oh, this is what she do every year. So I just kind of waited. Well, I decided to push out my video for Halloween since I have so many different costumes in this video. So be sure and go ahead and check it out on my TikTok. And you can find it at Kimberly Raleigh, Kimberly Raleigh, Riley 83. Be sure and hit that like button. You know, I got to get those numbers up. That's the only way that I am able to grow. I also want to direct you guys to my email. If you have any questions or, if you want to contact me, with a little conversation or to find out a little bit more about my business and the different things that I offer, you can contact me at info@BigSense, BigSense.com. And also be sure and take a look at my website. You are able to see some of the videos that I have done on my YouTube page. I tried to make it a little bit easier for you to hit that subscribe button. For some of you, that may be a little bit confused in regards to YouTube. But you can find my website at KimBigSense.com. And last but not least, I also have a Facebook business page that you can check out. Be sure and take a look at that. I am showing a lot of things that I have done with people on my YouTube page. So if you want to follow them and see what's going on in their life and some different projects that we have done together, you can find my Facebook business page at BigSense.live. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and get into the subject. The train have just pulled up, and I am ready to start picking up everybody. Take your time, get on the train, and let's get ready to ride. So I want to use as a subject today, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Yeah, baby. If you know those words, it definitely comes from Muhammad Ali. So you already know. We get ready to get busy today. Today, my message is a little different, but someone needs to hear. You need to hear this. You all know that sometimes different things happen in our life that leave us a little bit unprepared. So what do you have to do when you're unprepared for some of the changes that life may throw at you? Well, one of the reasons why I came up with that subject, float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, because a lot of times you can be minding your own business when you're out and about in public, and somebody will turn around and give you that old stank eye. That's right, I said it. They will give you the stank eye. And I know that leave you questioning sometimes, what did I do to that person? I don't even know that person. Why would they even feel that way about me? Well, what a lot of people don't understand is your vibration disturbs some people's insecurities. Yeah, it disturbs it. We can call those people, let's give them a name. People that give you a stank eye, let's give them a name. I think I got the name. We're going to call them haters. Yep, that's the name that we are going to call them today. These are your personal haters, better known as fans. Fans in the making. They want to be haters for you, but they just don't understand that everything that they do to you, it only motivates you to work even harder. Now, your fan club is the ones that push you into your future or motivate you to be better than yesterday. Now, this reminds me of a story on a job that I used to work at. Yep, that I used to work at. I have been motivated, promoted. I have received a promotion, so I'm not at that job anymore. I have a new one. But so many different stories come to mind. Now, at this job, I remember working. It was probably about 200 employees. Yep, it was a lot of people at this job. And guess what? It was a majority of women. You can already imagine what was going on in that place. A majority of women. Come on now. Now, women, you already know we can be petty. I mean, petty, petty. Yeah, men, we can be petty. And I'm pretty sure it's a lot of men out there that's petty as well. You probably just don't want to admit it. But hey, we're all human. When I step out into the house, when I would leave and go to work, I always wanted to dress my very best. Now, when I was a kid, one way my parents allowed me to be able to evolve or to be able to find myself, they allowed me to change clothes. I loved clothes. I would just go into my mom's closet and I would grab a pair of her heels and I would put on one of her dresses, and she had a briefcase, and I would use all of that and just march around the house because I enjoyed my imagination, and I played all day. And so my parents allowed me to be able to do that. They knew that was my niche. That's what I enjoyed doing. But little did I know, in the process of playing with my imagination, I was also doing something else that was not familiar to me. I was manifesting. Yep, I was manifesting. So I want some of you to think back to your childhood and think about some of the games that you played. Did some of that stuff come true for your future? Did you discover that a lot of things that you was playing, a lot of things that you was doing in your life is now a part of your future? So what a lot of people don't realize is I changed clothes at least 3 times a day as a kid. My parents never knew who I was going to be when I would come out the room. So thinking about all of that, it kind of prepared me for my future. That was one thing that I didn't even realize. So when you see me all dressed up, it's definitely for a reason. What's the reason, you may ask? I'm in a spiritual warfare. No one can see the storms happening to me, but guess what? I can definitely feel the chaos that's going on around me. So how many of you have dealt with something like that in your life? The storms that rise up against you, especially at your lowest time of your life. So I'm going to give you a few examples of storms. A lot of times when you don't have a lot of money, unexpected bills sometimes will come into play. We have the bills of our car note. You also have the bills of your mortgage. Let's not forget that. And we're not even going to talk about the kids because it's a constant need when it comes to them. But all in all, we all have something that make us look at life with that stank eye. We get upset, especially when we don't have all the funds that's needed. But one thing that I decided to do in order to win the war is I began to do this at work. Because sometimes going to work is not always a good place. You know, a lot of times people can make your job harder than what it needs to be. So what I decided to do in order to raise my vibration, I decided that whenever I was in a bad place, I was going to get dressed up. Yep, that's exactly what I did. Not only did I get dressed up, but I got a little extra. Yeah, I got extra with it. So you already know everybody was giving me the stank eye when I came into work. But they had no idea what I was going through and the reason behind why I was doing what I was doing. So on this particular day, I was sitting at my desk and I was getting ready for work. And, I was just kind of keeping to myself because I had a lot of things that was on my mind. So a brave lady decided to come over where I was and she wanted to hold a conversation. And this is how the conversation went. She said, Kim, every time you walk through those doors, you are dressed so cute as if you are on your way out. Are you getting ready to go to another job interview or something like that? What's going on? Why are you so dressed up today? And that's when I was able to tell her my story. And I told her, a lot of times when I'm at my lowest, one way to raise my vibration and my energy is I will put on my very best. And that's my way of tricking the enemy so he can't catch on to what I'm doing. So basically what I'm doing is manifesting. I'm not looking at my situation, but I'm believing in something better. I'm believing in something greater. And I can have it as long as I believe in it. And as long as I'm not hurting anyone else, I am not going to stay in this situation. And she looked at me and she said, you know what? I never looked at it that way. That's a really great idea. I said, I know. She said, you know what? I think I'm going to try that tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to get dressed up and I'm just going to make it my best day and I'm going to come to work tomorrow. And I said, you should do that. See, what I didn't realize that I was doing at that time was motivating people around me. Because a lot of times you don't even realize people are watching you. People are watching you even when you don't even realize what's going on. So that's one of the reasons why we always have to be on our best behavior, because we never know who we are motivating. We never know that. So the next day came, and of course, I was dressed up because I was still in warfare. I was still in warfare, and I was determined that I was not going to be defeated. So that lady that came to my desk, well, she decided to tell a couple of people what I was doing. So guess what? Half of the job was dressed up. I'm looking around at everybody and I can see people, on down the little aisle where I was working. They was waving, they was smiling, and some people was coming to my desk and was like, I love what you got on. And I'm looking at them, you look good too. We was all dressed up. So I'm pretty sure the supervisors at the job was looking at the calendar and saying, is this a holiday? What's going on here? But you know what? The very thing that I had always did for myself in order to motivate me had no idea that it was going to motivate somebody else. As a matter of fact, it motivated the whole job. Everybody decided to step out and show each other that we're all going through the same thing. So this is not the time for us to be separated, but this is the time for us to learn from each other and see how we can change the world and raise the vibration so that we can tap in to our future. Don't you think that's a great thing to do? And that's not just something that I do, but you guys can get involved as well. So that was one of the reasons why I use as a subject, float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Simply because we're in a warfare, a spiritual warfare. And what I mean by spiritual warfare, that's something that you're not able to see, but you can feel the chaos and the energy that's coming around you. Whether it be your bills, whether it be a loved one, whether it be your children, whether it be your parents, we are all going back and forth with someone. And a lot of times people have a way of making us feel low. And for whatever reason, some people get, kind of happy about that. But I'm here to tell you today, you can always change your negative into a positive and start thinking outside of the box. because you never have to stay where the enemy wants to keep you, but you can always come out on top and win. We can always win. So I want somebody today to take that information and use it to your benefit. Now, I'm looking around and I'm checking to see if everybody is still on the train. It did get a little rough, a little bumpy, but I haven't lost a passenger yet, have I? Is everybody still here motivated? I wanted this to be a little different because I know everybody have a hater. Oh, let me remember. We changed the name to haters to our fans. And our fans always push us right where we need to be. They only make us work harder in order to get to where? Our future. So you know what? I am so excited about everything that's going on around me. Everything looks so brand new and so different because we have been blessed with the opportunity to be and do whatever we want to. It's up to you because you know what? The sky is the limit. You don't have to stay in that situation. You can always use, and I used this last week, that do-over button. You can hit that button and you can do something different in your life. You're able to make changes. So many times we find ourselves being in situations and we feel like we're stuck and we can't move. But I'm here to tell you today, the same way you made a decision to get yourself in a situation, you can also make another decision to get yourself out of that situation. There is no reason for anyone in the world to be unhappy. Absolutely no reason. We just have to sit down and think outside of the box and change our situation. Now, I know it's somebody right now saying, Big Sis, here it is again. You talking this positivity thing and you don't know what my life is. And you know what? You're right. I don't know what your life is, but I know each time you wake up from your bed or from the floor or from a park bench or from a train station, from a hotel, each time you wake up, you have another opportunity to make changes in your life. You know, I was speaking with one of my friends, and my friend pointed out to me, well, it's so many different things that I'm able to do. But because I've never done it before, it scares me. It terrifies me. And I looked at that friend and I smiled and I said, why not look at it like an opportunity? Because anytime you're doing something new that you have never done before, you can't do anything but win. So I want you to use that as your motivation. Instead of being frightened by new opportunity and changes, why not embrace it with a smile and knowing that you are going to win? So what I want everybody to do is to connect to somebody that is the opposite of you. A lot of times when we're chasing our dreams, it's always somebody else that possibly may be holding the key to your future. So you know what? It's not always good to make enemies with people, but sometimes we need to try to figure out what's going on with people that's around us. So many times people look at our life and they think that it's so easy, but they have no idea what it takes to be you. And believe me, baby, I pay the price every day to be me. I have learned so many things from so many great people, and I've even learned a lot of things from my enemies. And I also had the opportunity to change those enemies into my fans. So now they're supporting me just as much as I'm supporting them. And what did we find out in the end? That we had something in common. So I'm happy that I didn't close the door on that opportunity, but I stood firm and I stood tall and I saw that opportunity hey, I was able to make some changes and also make some great friends. So you know what? The train is moving in slow. And I'm looking around and I see that I have not lost any passengers. I told you guys I was going to get you there safe and sound. And I'm so happy that you guys was able to ride the train with me. I want you to know each time I come before you on the radio, this is a new and a different experience. And I never know what's going to happen in the midst, but you know what? It always turned out okay. If I had pen and paper, I could not even write it. So many different opportunities have opened up, and I am able to see the world with different eyes. And one of the reasons why I want to speak to such a large and a big crowd, because you need to know and understand that you deserve to have everything that is great in your life. That's right, you deserve it. So I want everybody to get out of that negative place. And I want you to take your right hand or take your left hand, depending on which hand is your strong hand. And I want you to wipe your shoulders off and then go to the other side and wipe off that shoulder. And be sure to tell yourself, hey, I don't have enemies. I got fans, baby. I got fans. And those fans is going to help me to manifest myself into the future so I can have everything that I deserve to have. So real quick, let me go over a couple of things one more time. Be sure and check out my Facebook business page at Big, capital B, lowercase IG, Sense, capital S, lowercase ENSE .live, LIVE. That's my business page. And also be sure and check out my YouTube page, which is BigSense, BigSense. And I want everybody to remember, if you use any of my apps for my Facebook, you do have to be on Facebook. You can't Google it. You have to get on Facebook in order to get to those different things. So we have reached the end of our day. And I hope everybody enjoyed my message. And I definitely cannot wait to see you guys grow. And don't forget, everybody, to check out my TikTok video. And when you check it out, be sure and leave a message letting me know, hey, I was on the radio and I heard that message. Because I love to see things like that. That lets me know that I'm doing my job. So my TikTok, that would be at Kimberly, Kimberly, Rally, Riley, 83. Check out my video. I cannot wait to see you guys in your future. Until then, I love you. Bye.